The Femme Mafia presents at September a zine called Feminine Voices on Sexism in the Queer Community. Next to me are Laura and Emma from the Femme Mafia. Could you say something about the zine, please?
Our latest project is a zine that we're putting together about feminine queers' experience of sexism in the queer community. So maybe Laura wants to say more about that.
Yeah, well, for me it's a really personal project because it comes from discussions that I had when I moved to Berlin. And some of the first discussions I had about queer community in Berlin were people saying to me, don't expect to get laid, like don't expect to have sex, don't expect to feel welcomed here as a femme. Like it was really quite a negative first introduction to the queer community here in Berlin, and having talked to other femmes about experiences, like Emma said, incidents of sexism that's happened about them, I wanted to create a space for people to tell their stories and to start a discussion about sexism against femininity in the queer community, which I think is really endemic in Berlin, and it's also something that's not talked about at all. So just to start that conversation, I think is really important.
I think also because in Berlin there's a lot of emphasis in the queer community about deconstructing gender and gender politics, and it's just like people just haven't taken it to that next step of thinking about how they relate to femininity and the sort of internalized sexism they have within themselves. There's still a lot more deconstruction that needs to be done. I think they stopped just when it started getting a bit more complicated.
The zine is, like we said, aimed to be a collection of feminine queers, no matter with their gender, as long as they identify as feminine queers. Yeah,
so that's everyone from, I guess, like us, and then feminine fags and feminine transmasculine queers and transfeminine queers, and everybody that
cisgendered men.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's meant to be a collection of stories and creative writing and art about sexism in the queer community. So people's thoughts not only on what have happened, but also theories about how they'd like things to change, or theories about why sexism against femininity does exist, and creative writing and poems and stuff. When I had this idea, I thought, maybe like the Femme Mafia would be interested, but not many other people would be interested in it. That I felt very much alone in this feeling of being excluded and discriminated against because of my femininity. And we're going to have a launch party.
Yes, which we're very excited about. It's like the next femme show.
Yeah.
And launching the zine will give it an extra dimension, I think. So you can watch some really good performances and then go and read all about and completely change your worldview.
Yeah.
This is what we're aiming for.
What kind of contribution did you get for the zine?
There was quite a range, which is nice. I mean, there were some from, I think, people that are maybe just coming into the femme identity, and then it was kind of talking about, I guess, validation, and the validation they've got from other femmes is sort of a sense of, kind of finally feeling that this is okay, and that it's actually feel embarrassed that I actually quite like dresses and I quite like dressing up, that it's something that can be celebrated. And experiences of invisibility have come up quite a lot. And we had a really good piece about what it's like to be sort of a feminine gay man.
Yeah.
And what it's like to be sort of perceived as a sissy, and how one gets treated.
And really awesome two femmes talking about their experiences of exclusion in the queer community and having very intelligent things to say about that.
And relationship with, like femmes' relationship with their bodies and their own, and what, and what else?
I wrote about a lot of the things we were talking about now. It was a kind of theoretical piece about where I think this sexism comes from. And also some of my personal experiences of being in Berlin, and I try to tell a very few stories about things that have happened against people, against me, like how I feel here, just to so I think it's really important to share feelings. I don't really know, I feel like you'll see.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, that's really fun, thank you.
Thank you.
For more information, read the blog. The address is berlinfemmemafia.blogspot.com.